Today we show you the basics of soloing over chord changes.
Can we use different chords though?
Hey guys, Kris here.
And my name is Guillaume. Hope you're all having a great day today. Welcome to Thommann's Guitars and Basses and to
Indeed.
this video that was requested by one or several of you guys over a previous video that we played about, I think it was the how to play together, how to jam together and whatnot. And we, during that video, sort of touched very slightly on the topic of playing chord changes as kind of the last step to how to solo, how to use scale with someone else, and like when, you know, in that kind of context. So, disclaimer. We're not really good, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at this because of the fact that I don't know music theory. Kris is slightly better than I am, and these are his words, still not a professional.
No.
So we'll link a bunch of Matt Schofield's and Josh Smith True Fire courses in the description. Go and learn it the real way. This is sort of, okay, if you get what we're saying today, maybe that's something that's interesting for you to sort of dig deeper and further into that concept of playing over chord changes.
Which is interesting because that's exactly what you do when you play jazz.
Yeah.
But not only jazz, and as you mentioned, Josh Smith and so many other players who would implement that into other styles, which are not necessarily like bebop jazz or whatever traditional jazz. And it's really a nice tool to make your playing more interesting for yourself, which is essentially a motivating force that keeps your playing interesting for you to listen to, and for others as well, for your audience. So
how to sound smart on guitar.
I think that's going to be the title of this video. So, as Guillaume told, he never learned music theory. He knows, he recognizes the sound of scales, but he never learned the names of them and all that. I have a slight advantage because I studied music and I studied all of this and I got a degree and everything, and then I forgot all that because I don't play jazz. So I know the theory, but it's a different story knowing about something and doing that same thing. So this is going to be interesting. I've chosen two simple chords, and this is a very important step here, baby steps. Don't start with a jazz standard and just look for, 8 chords or even more in just an A part of that, whatever standard. Choose 2 simple chords and make each of them at least a bar long. So a kind of 3 or 4 or 6 depending on the...
Emphasis on simple chords, right? Because you can pick 2 chords like a C sharp minor, add 9, add 11, subtract 13, divide by 2, flat, and you can pick an E minor.
Yeah.
Or an A minor.
Or a D minor is what I've chosen. Let me show you the 2 chords I will try to play today. There's a D minor.
Yeah. I got that one. And my favorite chord.
His favorite chord, the G. So D minor, G major. That's it. And we'll stick to both of these chords for long enough to have time to get used to a certain shape or scale, really, and then to prepare for that change for the other scale. Because we'll play, at the end of this video, 2 different scales for these 2 different chords. But you don't start there. I guess it's way nicer to just get used to the sound of these 2 chords, and I guess minor pentatonic is just the safest thing to do, right? Okay. So let's just play a D minor pentatonic. You can start. I'll play the backing. Okay. Just jam over it and just stick to that minor pentatonic. It's gonna work for both chords.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
2, 3, 4. You cannot stick to the pentatonic, right?
I know, I wonder.
You went there. He already teased our second scale because his ears pulled him to that note, which is awesome, which is essentially what we want to get here. But the point is that you can just stick to one minor pentatonic, a blues scale, which is something you played for the most part, and it will work. These are two very guitar player friendly chords. These fit together nicely and they're very easy to listen to. Okay, so let's swap scales when we change chords. Okay, so we start with the minor pentatonic or blues scale, minor blues scale, which is essentially the easiest thing for most of us guitar players.
The one we like.
The one we like and know. And when we change to G major, let's change to a major sounding scale, which in this case would be the G mixolydian, which it sounds funky if you never heard the names of the modes, these scale modes. These are just fancy words for slightly altered major or minor sounding scales, really. And there's a structure to it, and they have their place. Let's put it this way. These modes
I'm saying but, you know, like I've heard the names before. It's like you can also say like 1 to 7, like modes when you're looking at the scale.
You could just call them numbers because these are modes. But yeah, the thing is, if you want to understand more about it and learn the names and see how these scales are going, just Google it. You'll find a million really nice and simple explanations of all these. Mixolydian is a scale that sounds like this, starts like a major scale, but the 7th is different, the 7th note. So instead of it's a very nice sounding and still very ear friendly scale. It's not like a crazy altered, diminished fifth or whatever. It's a nice scale, easy to remember. Learn it first and then try to play with us. Okay? Do you want to start playing over it, or should I?
Well, I already had one foot in.
Yeah. Okay, then you just keep on doing that.
Because then, like, once you start playing over it, they're gonna be like, "Why did the other guy play anyway?"
No, that's not true.
There's like, give me another time to shine, and then I'll back you up.
Come on. All right, 2, 3, 4. Loving it, so cool. And it's not jazz, right? It's not even related to jazz, but you get those nice and little things that you can benefit from to make your improvising or your solo writing or just vocal melody writing, whatever you do with that melody, a bit more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it opens up worlds, and it's the opposite of forcing you between rules of you shouldn't do that. That's what I hear a lot when people say like theory is not going to help. It's just going to force you to do the same thing as everyone else is doing. Actually, it's the opposite. You can use it. You can still ignore it if you know about it, but it opens up your eyes and your ears, most importantly. Like I never think of theory when I play, and then someone else says like, cool, you play Dorian there. It's like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I did. I didn't realize it. It's just because I played them long enough to kind of, feel it more than being aware of what I'm doing.
I'm familiar with the sounds. I know the sounds of the modes, and I know when I hear something, what kind of, it's going to sound super cheesy, but like, what kind of emotion is trying to travel through, and it's like, once I get that vibe, I know exactly what I'm going to take down half a step or what I'm going to move up half a step or whatnot. I'm completely unable to say if it's Mixolydian or Lydian or Aeolian or whatever. But yeah, I think once you've been playing long enough, you just develop a sense for those things. and you want to be familiar with the sounds of it, maybe even more so than just the names and knowing absolutely. That this is going to be a flat 5 or this is going to be a flat 7.
Yeah, of course things get really crazy as soon as you have 2 chords per bar. Like those typical walking bass kind of jazzy stuff. That's like the top level. If you can improvise over something like that, then you know everything about what to do, where to do, and know all the scales like in all the positions. But that's like the top level, and we don't all have to go there. I mean, I do not want to even. I probably would never even be able to, but I don't listen to that music, so I don't really feel like I crave for that. What I want is freedom on the fretboard, and this is exactly what I feel like I should practice even more, because this is something that gives you exactly that feeling of just, you hear a few chords, you don't even know the key, you just hear it and you're like, oh, I want to get me a guitar, I want to play. And then you just feel free on that guitar because you hear it. That's I think, one of the biggest. Freedom!
It's beautiful.
All right, let's play a freedom jazz.
No, you're gonna play over the same 2 chords because now I know them.
Okay. Random fake violining.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just you can get lost and something like that because you have to play these changes, like these scales, consciously. You cannot just fall in your normal patterns and just play the same old. That's a long trail, which is something I do all the time, and I guess most of us do. If you are forced to change the scale at a certain spot, whether it's like after the first bar, the second bar, whenever that chord change is, it just pulls you back to reality, really, and opens different melody lines. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But definitely recommend trying this out. Just grab these 2 chords. These are simple, D minor and then G major.
And beautiful. Yeah. No, but I mean, thank you very much for the short lesson. I appreciate it about as much as they did. I hope that video was somewhat inspiring, and that if you didn't know about the concept of playing over chord changes or playing over the changes, now you do, and you're gonna want to, spend some more time on that and elevate your guitar vocabulary so that at the next open mic jazz night at the local gig place, you can
rock Autumn Leaves, or
you can just do all the changes and all the chords and all the notes.
One more last little tip with all the modes, these scale modes. There are 7 of them. 2 of those you probably know already, which is major and minor. So those are kind of simple. That's the first and the sixth mode. If you just want to learn 1 or 2 on top of that to make it interesting, I would say Dorian is a very useful one. That's the nicest minor substitute. I guess that's something that works in many cases, especially in rock. It's so cool, beautiful sounding scale. And well, Mixolydian is very similar, so that might work as a major substitute.
It's my favorite sound.
Yeah, these two. I mean, you know, it's hard to say like prioritize between the modes, but these two are the ones you would most probably use in rock/blues situations and styles for the most part. Because there's so many things you can get into, but if you just want to keep it simple, and I think that's the biggest issue and the biggest reason why most people don't even go there, it's because it's just so much and so overwhelming. Keep it simple and stick to 1 or 2 modes. Learn those scales. They're really easy. If you know major and minor, you will learn those in no time. Yeah. And just grab these 2 chords as an example and just play over them. Just put them in a looper or type in on your whatever, Guitar Pro tab, whatever it is. Just get some kind of a backing track for yourself and go for it.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot really participate into that conversation. It's like, can you do it? Yeah, kinda. Can you explain it?
It depends on my thing.
Absolutely not.
All right, you guys take it easy. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions about this whole thing. I think it was pretty simple. I tried to repeat myself 100 times, which is something I always do.
Answer the comments. If you have any good dad jokes, I'll take those.
No, that's also me. Actual funny jokes, go for G. You guys take it easy. See you down there in the comments, and see you obviously next time in our next video.
Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed that video and want to see more of them. Take care.
Bye-bye.